All right, guys. I decided to go live right now. It's in the evening right now where I am. So the thing is that there's this thing, like for some reason, people actually say this. People say women are the same everywhere. Like that's one of their talking points. They're like, oh, women are the same everywhere. Women are the same everywhere. And it's like, okay, like you're saying this, but it's not really necessarily the truth. Okay. It's not the truth at all. And we can look back in the history books and see that women are not the same everywhere at all. Okay. This is a blatant lie that has been told. And you guys need to stop telling this lie. I'll give you an example right now. Hold on. And you know how I like to reference, you know how I like to reference, do my reference. I like to do my reference using the hadith basically, or using an Islamic source. So I'm going to go ahead and use that Islamic source right now. Just give me a second. Um, I'm going to do it. I'm looking for something. I'm just looking for something. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read this story, okay? And this just goes to show you it's a long hadith, but I'm going to go ahead and read it. I'm going to go ahead and read it. And this is just to show that even women within a same, like within even the same, like, or proximity to each other could have differences. You know what I mean? Because one of the arguments that people make when they talk about, for example, someone deciding to leave and saying, yo, we're not dealing with women here. We're going elsewhere to deal with women. We're going elsewhere to find our wives. One of the arguments they make is that, oh, women are the same everywhere. That seems to be a recurring thing with a lot of these women. You know what I mean? But here's the thing, that's not necessarily the truth. Okay. I'm going to read this narration. I'm not going to read it in Arabic. Uh, the Arabic is long too, but I'll just read it in English. So, narrated by Abdullah bin Abbas. I I have been eager to ask Umar about the two ladies from among the wives of the Prophet, regarding whom Allah said in the Quran, saying, if you two wives of the Prophet, namely Aisha and Hafsa, turn in repentance to Allah, your hearts are indeed so inclined to oppose what the Prophet likes, till perform the um till inclined till perform the Hajj along with Umar and our way back from Hajj. He went aside to answer the call of nature, and I also went aside along with him, carrying a tumbler of water. When he had answered the call of nature and returned, I poured the water on his hands from the tumbler, and he performed ablution. I said, O chief of the believers, who were the two ladies from among the wives of the Prophet, alayhi salatu salam, whom Allah said, if you two return in repentance? He said, I am astonished at your question, O Ibn Abbas. They were Aisha and Hafsa. Then Umar went on a relating narration, said, I and I and an Ansari neighbor of mine from Bani Umayyah bin Zayd, who used to live in Awali al Medina, used to visit the Prophet in turns. He used to go one day and I another day. When I went, I would bring him the news that what had happened that day regarding the instructions and the orders when he went. He used to do the same for me. We, the people of Quraysh, used to have authority over women. But when we came to live with the Ansar, we noticed that the Ansari women had the upper hand over their men. So you go to see that here in this platform or in this situation that you have two Arab tribes that are coming from similar societies. Okay, similar societies. But in this narration, you see that women took the helm in this situation. So with that being said, it goes to show you how women can be different. Okay, this is the first example, but let me continue on, and then I'm going to step away a little bit. Whoever catches the replay, thank you for listening. So our women, and this is Umar talking. So our women started acquiring the habits of the Ansari women. Once I shouted at my wife and she paid me back in my coin, and I disliked that, she should answer me back. She said, why do you take it ill that I retort upon you? By Allah, the wives of the Prophet retort upon him, and some of them may not speak with him for the whole day till night. What she said scared me, and I said to her, whoever amongst them does so will be a great loser. So this kind of like, in a way, this kind of like is kind of in a certain manner kind of relevant to what we have going on today. Then I dressed myself and went to Hafsa and asked her, does any of you keep Allah's apostle angry all the day long till night? And mind you, I think Hafsa was Umar's daughter. I believe Hafsa was Umar's daughter, if I'm not mistaken. Hafsa was Umar's daughter. Yes, I think so. So he said, she replied in the affirmative. I said, she is a ruined, losing person and will never have success. Doesn't she fear that Allah may get angry for the anger of Allah's apostle, and thus she will be ruined? Don't ask Allah's apostle too many things, and don't retort upon him in any case, and don't desert him. Demand from me whatever you like, and don't be tempted to imitate your neighbor, i.e., Aisha. Because Aisha was younger, so she wasn't as mature, right? Um, in her behavior towards the Prophet. For Aisha, is more beautiful than you and more beloved to Allah's apostle. In those days, it was rumored that Ghassan, a tribe living in Shem, was getting prepared their horses to invade us. My companion went to the Prophet on the day of his turn, um, went and returned to us at night and knocked at my door violently, asking whether I was sleeping. I was scared by the hard knocking and came out to him. He said that a great thing had happened. I I asked him, what is it? Have Ghassan come? He replied that it was worse and more serious than that, and added that Allah's apostle had divorced all of his wives. I said, Hafsa is a ruined loser. I dressed myself up and offered the Fajr prayer with the Prophet, alayhi salatu salam. Then the Prophet entered an upper room and stayed there alone. I went to Hafsa and found her weeping and asked her, why are you weeping? Didn't I warn you? Have Allah's apostle divorced you all? She replied, I don't know. He is there in the upper room. I went out and came to the pulpit and found a group of people around, and some of them were weeping. Then I sat with them for some time, but could not endure the situation. So I went to the upper room where the prophet was and requested to a slave of his, will you get the permission of Allah's apostle for Umar to enter? The slave went in, talked to the prophet about it, and came out saying, I mentioned to him, but he did not reply. So I went and sat with the people who were sitting by the pulpit, but I could not bear the situation. So I went to the slave again and said, will you get the permission for Umar? He went in and brought the same reply as before. When I was leaving, behold, the slave called me, saying, Allah's apostle, alayhi salatu salam, has granted you permission. So I entered upon the prophet and saw him lying on the mat without wetting on it. And the mat of his had left a mark on his body of the prophet, and he was leaning on a leather pillow, stuffed with palm fires. I greeted him while still standing, and I said, have you divorced your wives? He raised his eyes to me and replied in the negative. And then, while still standing, I said, chatting, will you heed what I say, O Allah's apostle? We, the people of the Quraysh, used to have the upper hand over our women, our wives. And when he came, the people whose women had the upper hand over them. Umar told the whole story about his wife. On that, the Prophet smiled. Umar further said, I then said, I went to Hafsa and said to her, do not be tempted to imitate your companion, Aisha, for she is more beautiful than you and more beloved to the Prophet. The Prophet smiled again. When I saw him smiling, I sat down and cast a glance at the room, and by Allah, I couldn't see anything of importance but three hides. I said to Allah's apostle, alayhi salatu salam, invoke Allah to make your followers prosperous for the Persians and the Byzantines have been made prosperous and given worldly luxuries, though they do not worship Allah. The Prophet was leaning then and on hearing my speech, and he said, Oh, Ibn al-Khattab, do you have any doubt that the hereafter is better than this world? These people have been given rewards of their good deeds in this world only. I asked the Prophet, please ask Allah's forgiveness for me. The Prophet did not go to his wives because of the secret which Hafsa and had disclosed to Aisha, and he said that he would not go to his wives for 1 month, as he was angry with them when Allah admonished him for his oath that he will not approach Maria. When 29 days has passed, the Prophet went to Aisha first, and all she said to him, you took an oath that you would not come to us for 1 month, and today is only 29 days have passed. As I have been counting them day by day, the Prophet said, the month is also of 29 days. That month consisted of 29 days. Aisha said, when the divine revelation of choice was revealed, Wa alaikum salam rahmatullah barakatuh. I the Prophet alayhi salatu salam started saying to me, I am telling you something, but you need not hurry to give the reply till you can consult your parents. Aisha knew that her parents would not advise her to part with the Prophet. The Prophet said that Allah has said, O Prophet, say to your wives, if you desire the life of this world and its glitter, then come, I will make provision for you and set you free in a handsome manner. But if you seek seek Allah and His apostle, then and the home of the hereafter, then verily Allah has prepared for you good doers amongst you a great reward. Aisha said, am I to consult my parents about this? I indeed prefer Allah, His apostle, and the home of the hereafter. After the Prophet gave the choice to his other wives, they also gave the same reply as Aisha did. So this is telling you right here from this narration that women are not the same, because in that society, right, the Quraysh were used to having the upper hand over their women, versus when you have the Ansar, they kind of, I won't say it's a matriarchy that they had, but they pretty much ran the show with their men, and that kind of influenced the men, that kind of influenced the women of the Quraysh who migrated to um who migrated to Medina at the time. So when someone tells me like, "Oh, women are all the same," women are all the same and stuff like that, and and what have you, to me is BS. You know, it's really BS, because if women were all the same, right, everywhere, then maybe women wouldn't talk against other women who are doing the right thing. Like maybe women wouldn't talk against a woman who cooks her man a home cooked meal. Maybe women will not say, like, for example, there was a TikTok where this man, he was like, "Oh, um, he was like, what happened to the women who pack lunches for their men?" One woman came out and said, "Go ask your mama for a lunch." Okay. If all women were the same everywhere, then she wouldn't have even responded like that. She would have been like, "Yeah, not all women are the same at all, bro. It's all BS. It's BS." Okay. Western women, yes, they're all the same. Okay. Western women are the same. And I'm about to show you how much in a couple of minutes. I'm about to show you how much they're the same. But and I'm about to do a lot of women in this. Inshallah, they're not gonna inshallah, they're not going to how should I say it? They're not gonna take this or like flag this video or anything like that. But a Uzbek woman is not gonna be the same as an American woman. A Turkmen woman is not going to be the same as a Keisha. Um, a Kyrgyz woman is not going to be the same as like a a, a Casper Karen. It's like different dynamics. So this is what needs to be said. Now I'm going to read one more story about an Ansar woman as well, to show you that even back then, okay, you had even back then you had women who were different, okay, and they were all Arab. They were all Arab. You would expect them to have the same background, but again, you saw how it was different. Let me look at something real quick. Okay, let me see. Let me see. You'll also find that the Ansari women were sometimes front line, you know. They were sometimes front line. Just give me a second. Just looking for something real quick. Okay, so the thing is about the Ansari women is that the Ansari women, they were like more warlike too, versus the women of Quraysh. You know, the women of Quraysh, they weren't necessarily like warlike versus versus like the Ansari women who were more willing to be like front line for for the cause, you know. Um Polygamy, though, however, was very common among them because even Abdul Rahman ibn Auf, Rahman to Allah alayh, um uh he he was, when he first came to Medina, they actually one was gonna offer the marriage, you know, offer him marriage to one of his wives. So they still practice polygamy, you know. That's the thing. Let me see. Hold on just a minute. I'm looking for something. Okay. So let's see. So okay, this website is kind of feminist, has fit feminist risen all over it. Hold on. Maybe I should type something else. Just give me a second. Okay. So we can look at, for example, this narration. Aisha said, "We set out with the sole intention of performing Hajj, and when we reached Sarif, a place 6 miles from Mecca, I got my menses. Allah's apostle came to me while I was weeping, and he said, 'What's the matter with you? Have you got your menses?' I said, 'Yes.' He said, 'This is a thing which Allah has ordained for the daughters of Adam.'" So this is it, so what do do what all pilgrims do, with the exception of the tawaf at around the Kaaba. And Aisha added, Allah's apostle sacrificed the cows on behalf of his wives. Okay, let me see. Hold on. I'm looking for something else. And then I'll get into some videos to show the difference between women. But first I'm gonna do something and then I'll go to the videos. But I want to see something. I saw something that I wanted to read to show the difference between that. Even during the Prophet alayhi salatu salam's time, women were different. You know, there's a complete contrast between Meccan women and Ansari women. So yes, I agree with women. Like women in the West are all the same. They bought into what was sold to them. But women in different countries are definitely not like Western women until they get to the West. That's the thing, you know. Well, let me find it real quick. There was something I saw. Okay, hold on. I can't even find it in here. I'm looking for it. It's something that has to do with an Ansari woman again. So that's what I'm looking for. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, let me see. Okay. There's a lot. That's the thing. Hold on. All right, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna read this real quick. and then I'm gonna go step away a little bit. So even within this society, even within the Ansari society, there were differences. There were still differences from even among them. Okay. So obviously, when you look at it, there must have been differences between the women among even them. Because according to this narration, uh the the Prophet alayhi salatu salam said the Prophet said um the Prophet said the best of the Ansar families are the families homes of the Banu an Najjar, then the Banu Abdul Ashhal, then that of the Banu al Harith, then that of the Banu Saida. And there is good in all of the family homes of the Ansar. Sa'd ibn Ubaidah followed us and said, "O Abu Usayd, don't you see that the Prophet compared the Ansar and made us the last of them in superiority?" Then Sa'd met the Prophet and said, "O Allah's apostle, in comparing the Ansar families as the degree of superiority, you have made us the last of them." Allah's apostle replied, "Isn't it sufficient that you are regarded amongst the best?" So even he made different different like comparisons in differences even between the Ansars. So if the Prophet made differences in that tribal society and he is the smartest man in the on this entire universe, what gives us the right to say, oh, all women are the same, when even he differentiated between women, when even the companions differentiated between women? What gives us that right to say, oh, well, all women are the same? But let's go ahead and I'm gonna be right back. Hold tight, but I'm gonna again expose on video the differences between women, between the Western women and between the traditional woman. And of course, it's gonna ruffle feathers, but I don't care. Give me a second. All right. Sorry about that. I just had to go step away and handle something. But let's see, are women, if all women are the same. Let's look and see. Okay, let me share the screen. So shout outs to JR Wisdom for this video. Um, I thought she was serious. I really thought she was serious. No, I thought she was joking, but she was serious. So we have Lizzo Jr. Actually making a list of demands of what she wants from her um whoever is courting her. Now, I don't know who would actually be courting her. It's kind of hard to believe that anybody would be courting her, but hey, this may be the times we're living in. But let's go ahead and take a look and see. Okay, let's see. I think I like the video. Just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, here we go.
I'm worthy.
Shout outs to JR for making us aware. So this is the woman who is about to like give her list of requirements for a man to date her, like for a man to actually date her, have a chance with her and things like that. Now, by me, like, I'm just gonna be honest, she weighs more than me. I'm about 72 kilograms, give or take. I'm about 160 pounds. This woman is pushing easily like 200 pounds, you know. But let's listen.
I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating him or we're in a relationship. All dates. Like, sir, you're courting me.
So you see the black magic that they do when they take off the makeup. You see the black magic. But let's continue on.
You're dating me. Like, you should be paying for the date. I don't pay for dates. So what do we do?
So the real question is, what do you pay for then? Like, what is it that you're going to pay for? Like, are you going to pay for the tip at least, or is that out of the question? Like, you paying for the tip. But let's continue.
Doing here? Why would you ask me on a date if you're not going to pay for it? That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, I know you don't want to look at my crusty nails, and my nails are never crusty because I'm a model. So
that's another problem too. That's another video in itself. But when you have the body positivity movement, it gives people like this, unfortunately, an outlet to be able to, how should I say it, be able to display these kind of behaviors and actually feel justified in displaying these kind of behaviors.
I have to get my nails done for shoots, and like I usually upkeep my nails once every 2 weeks. So you got to be able to afford my nails to be done once every 2 weeks. You just have to date me. Honestly, when it comes to hair, I have like that wash and go hair, but still, products are expensive. Like my conditioners, my leave-ins, my detanglers, my co-washes. Like hair is expensive, so I'm gonna need you to front the bill on that.
Hi, I'm Bob Doris, and here's a quick review of the Submission Master Grappling Gun. A quick heads up, you can only purchase...
Like, you need to help me out. Now, if you guys don't already know, Ubers are a given, a must. Like, I do not pay for my transportation to these dates. You must get my Uber. That is just the standard. I don't like looking like a bush monkey, so waxing is a given. I feel like nobody wants to see that. So, yeah.
So what is the guy getting out of this? Like getting out of this deal? Because I hate to say it, but you're not getting a good looking woman. You know, I really hate to say it, but I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, what is it? What is what does the guy get? You know, in return? In return, like what is he getting? Like, what is he really getting out of this deal? You know, like that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, what is he really getting out of the deal?
You got my wax, right? You got my wax. Now, further down the line, we're not talking about the first few dates, but eventually you're gonna have to pay my rent. Like,
did you hear that? So, if you're a model, I would assume that the money you make from your modeling would be able to cover your rent. I mean, because if you're a high profile model, I mean, I think you can get like some modeling jobs, they give you like 5 racks. Like you get 5 racks for a modeling shoot. Like, so why do you want a guy to cover your rent if you're a model? Like, uh, can you please let the audience know? Like, inquiring minds want to know. And yeah, why? Like, your rent? Are you serious? Like, you're really like strong, independent, don't need a man, but you want a dude to pay for your rent? Let's continue.
like, girls got bills to pay, and I am too feminine to like pay for myself. So,
Too feminine? Get the hell out of here. You wouldn't know what femininity is if it hit you in the smack dab in the face. Get the hell out of here. My damn Central Asian Shepherd dog is more feminine than you. Like, get the hell out of here. Everything about you screams masculinity. Are you kidding me? I'm way too feminine for that. All I'm gonna say is down 49. Sad. Hut.
so I mean, I do that now, but like, if I'm with you, why would I pay for my own bills? Oh, no.
And she's serious. That's the crazy thing about it. She is serious. She is very serious about this. She is very serious about the way she's talking. Well, let's see. Let's see the backlash that she received.
Hello, TikTok. My name is Gabby Faye, and
Imagine having, imagine having, you know, to wake up to that, and imagine having to wake up to the fake name, um, Gabby Faye. You know, like that. I hate to even say that name is ugly. You know, that name is very ugly. Um, but anyhow, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and listen furthermore and see what she had to say about herself and her demands.
and if you don't already know, the Shade Room reposted me. They reposted the video that I made about things I expect a man to pay for while I'm dating them or in a relationship with them. I stand by what I said. I have my standards, and if you don't meet them, you can continue scrolling along.
But men have their standards too. And so you don't obviously meet those standards because we can tell about around the rings around your lips that obviously there's a mustache there. You can also tell that basically a gym membership is very much out of the question for you because you would have been done that. So we have standards too, you know, and no disrespect, but when we go to the buffet, we don't want to be it's kind of shameful that we'll be the first ones to leave the buffet and you'll be the last one to leave the buffet. Like, we'll be like, yo, let's go. Let's hurry up and go. You'll be like, oh, I need to eat dessert. And it's like, you'll be like, yo, you just had dessert. You know, we can obviously tell by this. And yeah, I don't give a shit. You can say I'm fat shaming, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit because at the same time, she probably has a height requirement for a guy too. So I really don't give a rat's ass about that. Astaghfirullah. May Allah forgive me for my swear words. But let's continue on.
Because I'm not going anywhere. I am worthy of what I'm asking for. And if you don't feel that way, goodbye.
She actually said, I'm worthy. She actually said, I'm worthy.
Baby, dude.
Okay, so there was something else that was actually brought to my attention. But first, let's compare a woman from my tribe, from back home. Let's see the difference between them and maybe her. Hold on. I'll type it in my language even. Let's take it a step further. Let's see. Let's see. There's mostly music video. But let's look at her even. Okay. So Gomu basically means like a birthday in our language. So you can tell she's on the bigger side, right? But even look at how she carries herself versus the one that we just looked at. Let's look at her. So you can tell that she's still in her feminine nature, listening to one of our full bass singers. Her name is, I believe her name is, I'm trying to remember her name. Damn it. I forgot. But she's very famous Guinean singer. I think it's like Mame Fati Soul. I'm not quite sure. I really forgot. But you can tell the difference between her and Miss Gabby Faye. She doesn't really have that much makeup on. She has her tribal markings, but you can tell the complete difference, which goes to tell you women aren't the same. And she, even when she's doing this, she's a little bit shy. You can tell. So even like for a woman who's on the bigger size, I kind of suspect that if she's in that kind of nature, if she's kind of in that feminine nature, a guy necessarily wouldn't mind coming home to that. But there was something else that was brought to my attention that shocked me. But this woman, her name is, I believe her name is Sankore Monique. She is basically a I want to say we can say that she's basically a dating roach, life roach author type woman who, you know, she was dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray and also was dealing with a married man. and had a kid with a married man. Now, let's look at something that was actually revealed about her. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Found it. Found it. Let's dig into this real quick.
No, 2 days. Something. Oh no, it was the day before actually, because he said he texted me this. I mean, he called me and told me that he didn't want the relationship and that he wanted to date his ex and that he didn't want the baby on a Monday. So that Sunday, I was supposed to wash the sheets and the towels while he went out to get his car fixed. And so I had ate like a salad and I had put too much Caesar dressing on it. So I was so nauseous. And I was just this.
I never really thought you can get nauseous from too much Caesar dressing. Like, this is news to me, but okay. But let's continue.
It was just 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. I was so nauseous. So I texted him, I said, listen, I might not clean the sheets and the towels by the time you get back because I'm sick. I'm about to try to sleep that shit off because I'm so sick. I can't do it. Just try to understand. And he says, make sure you wash your ass because you already know. Like basically making fun of me. Like if you don't wash your ass, you won't stink. Right? Now, that's an insensitive shit to say to somebody who it just told you that they're sick. I said, it's not that I didn't wash my ass. I already got in the shower. It's just I'm not, washing the towels and the sheets. So
that's kind of alarming that you took a shower, but yet your sheets are still suspect. But let's continue.
At this time, he's made little split comments about my smell so much that I'm starting to get annoyed by it. And like I said in the video previously, he's like verbally abusive. So he's saying little split comments and shit. It's starting to get annoying to me, especially during my pregnancy. It's like, nigga, when is the split comments and the low blows going to stop? Like, nobody want to be in this abusive shit all the time. Like, if you can't speak positivity in my life, you don't need to be here. Like, if everything you say got to be a little snide remark and be ugly and slick and, making fun of me and shit, well, I don't want you around.
Keep in mind, these are the men that they go for, though. These are the men they go for.
I don't do that to him. The only time I speak negatively to him is when he says something fucked up to me. Or that's the only time. So he says, that's slick shit. And I say, listen, if you got an issue with the way that I smell, because I'm starting to hear you talk about this more often. We're in 6 months of our relationship. He knew how I smelled from the beginning of my relationship with him till now. So for him to be, acting like it's like this big deal now is annoying the fuck out of me. And I've never, stressed him about, how he smells. I've never like made fun of him or made like this big issue. And so I said to him, I said, if you got a problem with the way that I smell, you might want to just break up with me. We can't be together. And then he says, well, I don't simply, well, then maybe we shouldn't be together. And then he asked me about soap. But by this time, I had basically blocked him out and went to sleep. Because after that last text message where I said, listen, if you don't like the way I smell, then maybe we shouldn't be together.
So what I'm getting from is that her pH balance was just shot to shit. And that guy was like, hey, wait a minute. What's the big idea here? This is what I'm getting from this situation. But let's continue.
And I said, the men that used to molest me and sexually assault me and abuse me and shit used to use my smell as a way to fuck me up. But that's something.
Okay, so no wonder she hates men. No wonder she hates men. That's the bottom line. Okay, I get it now. Still no excuse though to like make a whole platform just bashing men. But now I get it. I don't know if it's the truth, because she did lie about faking her own death. She faked her own death. So I don't know if this is true what she's saying. But now I get it if it is true. Now I get why her hatred for men persists. Now I get it. But let's continue.
That men do to a lot of women. That's not some new shit. But I told him I wasn't gonna put up with that shit with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been through that with men, the men who molested me and the men that sexually abused me. They would use how I smell as if, you know, I smelled so bad and try to use it as like this thing to pull me down in regards to my, you know, self-esteem and things of that nature. And I can never understand, if you don't like the way a woman smells, why do you continuously keep fucking her? You see what I'm saying? That's the shit I don't get. That's how I know niggas say shit like this to be ugly. You know, they say shit like this
because you'll let him. That's why. And you want him to. That's why. That's why they'll continue in pretending on. Because it's easy access. That's why.
Because they themselves are feeling some type of way about themselves. And so I'm telling him, you know, don't be these niggas. Because I'm not going to tolerate it. And so the topic of conversation was dropped. He didn't talk about that shit again. And the next day he decided to break up with me because of he said because he wanted to be back with his ex. He didn't want the baby. He didn't want the relationship anymore. So I told him to walk and don't come back. And here's the funny thing. You know, the pregnancy smell I said I had a pregnancy like smell, like that was different. And he was thinking, well, maybe we both were thinking this, because I said to him, maybe it could be a sexually transmitted disease because he had been sleeping with women before me, right? Here's the thing.
Keep in mind that Western women actually, you know, like one of the games that the Western woman will pull, she'll say, oh, you know, I want a guy who's like loyal and things like that. She'll say that. But in reality, she wants a guy that actually has options to other women and a lot of options to other women because she wants to feel like, okay, I can lock this dude down, you know, and those I did what those other women could not do. You know what I mean? That's what it comes down to. But let's continue on. So she knew he was sleeping around, but she decided anyway, okay, let's engage.
I was celibate, right? I think I had sex with Daddy-O. Y'all know about Daddy-O. I had sex with Daddy-O.
But you said you were celibate, but then you're saying you're having sex. So which one is it? Please let us know.
I had sex with a guy that I was dating before him, and me and him had sex maybe twice, right? And this is like a 3 or 4 year span. I'm only having sex. I only had sex like I can count on one of my hands. But Priest was sleeping with women before he got with me. He was going on dates with women, having casual sex with women. I found out he wasn't using protection. And he also had been sleeping with his wife he was supposedly separated from. And she was sleeping with another man who had a girlfriend. And so you have to think about that. You have to think about, okay, he slept with a whole bunch of women, casual sex, right? And you don't know who those women he having casual sex with are sleeping with. Okay? Think about that. And then
So why would you sleep with him then if you know he was sleeping around? If you know he was busy, why would you engage? Why would you engage?
sleeping with his wife, and his wife is sleeping with a guy she's dating, and that guy has a girlfriend, and he's sleeping with his girlfriend. Think about that. That's like an STD waiting to happen, right? And so I say this to him, and we can even use it with the people I slept with, because I slept with one guy before Priest, and who was he sleeping with? You know what I mean? And then Daddy-O, I was sleeping with Daddy-O last year. Who was he sleeping with? So you have to think about shit like this. And so whether you use protection or not, because it's diseases out there that you can get that protection ain't gonna keep you from. You know what I mean? You can put on a rubber and still get some type of nasty ass disease. So I was thinking maybe my vagina smells this way because of an STD. So I said it to him. I said maybe the reason.
But yet you still were sleeping with him. Like, what the hell? Like, and this is women, like, this is a woman that other women take advice from. This is a woman who has a Facebook group, a woman who has a Facebook group and everything, yet they still ride for this woman. It's like crazy to me, bro. But let's continue on.
The reason why it smells like it's a different smell is because of the STD. And I said it to her, I said, when I go to the doctors again, I'm gonna have them test me for STDs, because I still have not been tested for STDs, because I won't let anybody take my blood. I won't let anybody do a pelvic exam on me because I'm still scared. You know, this pregnancy is new to me and I'm afraid. I don't want to lose my baby. I don't want nobody.
So I guess this is the kid. This is the kid with the guy who was married already, I believe.
Putting anything in me, giving me medication. I don't want nobody fucking up anything. I want to be solidly, like, in my pregnancy, deep within, before, you know what I'm saying, before taking like medication. Because if I find out I'm on an STD, if I find out I have an STD from this nigga priest, I'm going to have to take some type of antibiotics. So I'm scared. Like, I'm like, oh.
So rather than stop, she still persists on, and is even, as it shows, like, maybe even suggesting that, hey, it doesn't matter if he gave me an STD or not. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm still gonna be with this guy, this Pookie. Well, let's continue on.
I can't do this right now. I gotta wait. So I'm like, this pregnancy smell. And if you go Google or look at WebMD, they tell you that your vagina smells different because of your pH. And so I got me some Summer's Eve feminine wash, right? I got me some feminine wash to see if that would help. And the smell just would not go away. And I kept like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Now, I'm one of those people, I love Bath and Body Works and I love body sprays and perfumes, and I had to stop using all of this stuff when we were sleeping in the back of his Explorer because the mosquitoes was biting the shit out of us.
Okay, so I guess this is the woman, this is the guy who she slept with, who was married, but I think he was like a Pookie type husband. And so when the real wife got wind that he was messing around, I think she kicked them out. She kicked them out, and so that's why they ended up in the situation they ended up in, you know. But let's continue on.
While we were sleeping in the car, so I had to shut off using all of that stuff because it just, I was getting bit up. So I stopped using sprays and until we could find a solid place to stay. So now I can go back now. I can go back to wearing my body sprays and stuff like that. And I just ordered some stuff from Bath and Body Works. It's my favorite place to, get body sprays and perfumes and stuff like that. I'm really big on like perfumes and grooming and stuff like that. And, most people who've been around me, they know that stuff is important to me. And so anyway, when Priest has been gone for like, we're about to go on his third week of being gone. And so after he was gone for about a week, we're not having sex anymore. So what's interesting is after my first trimester was over, my sex drive started picking back up. It was like picking up, it was increased. It wasn't like how I was before I got pregnant and we was having sex a couple of times. When my sex drive came back, that shit went sky high. Like I wanted to have sex every day. All I kept thinking about was sex, 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 sex. I couldn't wait till he came home so I can jump his fucking bones. It was just there. My sex drive was just back, And so I would want to have sex with him. And we was having so much fucking sex, right? And so we never had that much sex before. We was having sex, but we wasn't having sex like that. So we just constantly keep having sex. And I'm trying to figure out what the fucking smell is. So,
So that just goes to show you that anytime a B-Dub tells you
lean on honor.
Anytime a B-Dub tells you like she wants a good man or she wants a good man, this, that, and the other, just understand that it's a lie, and that I'm just gonna be real, okay? And they'll be upset at this, but Pookie and Ray Ray just make her wet. That's just the bottom line. I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Pookie and Ray Ray make her wet. You don't make her wet if you're on your square. That's just the bottom line. I know it sounds bad, but that's just the reality. And just based on that story that we have said, that we have listened to, it just goes to show you how the Bonnet Brigade really is, Like the Bonnet Brigade will tell you, oh, men ain't this, men ain't that, and stuff like that. But what they're not telling you is that they want to deal with the men ain't ish men. Those are the men that they want to deal with. They don't want to deal with, like, for example, a software engineer. They don't want to deal with someone who's in IT department. They don't want to deal with someone who maybe has like a business, like an accounting firm or something like that. They don't like those guys, okay? They like those guys after the tail end of their carousel ride. That's when they like those guys. Before that, they don't want them, okay? After the carousel and those guys don't want them, it becomes a blame for everybody. But let's look at what we call Drianke in my land, and let's see the difference between those women and how they deal with their men. Okay. Let me see. Okay, let me just type in Jonge. Let me just type in Jonge. I wonder if she has her page. Because I remember she had a page. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Shout outs to her. We're gonna watch both of them. We're gonna watch both of these videos. They're pretty short videos, but here's a Senegalese woman. Now let's compare a Senegalese woman to what we just heard. What we just heard from that woman who, you know, had her older problems and probably had all kinds of things going on. Let's hear the contrast. Let's compare and contrast the two women, and you be the judge.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Aisatu, which is short for Aisha. And if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome.
So I want you guys to keep something in mind. We Africanize Muslim names. So for example, you'll have Fatimata, which is Fatima, obviously. You'll have Khadija too. You'll have Aisha too. You'll even have Aliyah too, which inshallah, if Allah gives me daughters, I'm gonna name one Aliyah too. I, Aliyah was the mother of Imam Malik, rahmatullah alayh. And also you'll have, of course, Muhammad, which is Mahmadu or Muhammadu. You'll also have Abu Bakr, which is Bubakar. In Hausa language, it's actually Garba. You'll have Aliyu, which is Ali. So yeah, the Islamic names take African. And for example, Umar becomes Umaru. But let's continue.
In this channel, I share everything from my African culture and tradition. So if this is something that interests you, please do not forget to give me a like, subscribe, show love. It's free. Please do not forget to subscribe and check out my other content. So in this video, like the title say, I'm going to be telling you guys 5 things that Senegalese use to seduce their men. So if that's something that you want to find out, please stay tuned. First thing first is in Senegal, we have a concept called jonge. Like a woman must be jonge. So jonge is like everything that fall into seduction and satisfying a man. And
so we can already compare it right now. Compare them already being ready to satisfy a man, right? Versus a Western woman where the satisfying a man is transactional. Where like, oh, you have to buy me this Birkin bag, then I'll do this. Oh, you have to get my hair and nails done, then I'll do this. Versus in my culture, they're ready to go. Okay. And I'm not saying that in a way like that's disrespecting or anything like that. I'm just saying it in a way that, hey, they were raised to do this. But let's continue.
The word jonge itself is under the umbrella of seduction, pleasing a man, and all of that. And it's not only a man, because a man also can be jonge. It's not only, pleasing a man could be also jonge, which is pleasing a woman, seducing her, and all of that. So in Senegal, a lot of women, when you hear Senegalese woman, they are jonge. A real Senegalese girl, a real Senegalese woman is jonge. At first thing first, she is jonge. Okay, so when I say jonge, I mean.
So, unfortunately, the reason why I can't marry a Senegalese in the United States is because they've lost jonge. They've lost jonge, and they have since they have since, I guess you could say, they have since fell into the clasp of American Western women. It's an unfortunate thing, but this is just where we're at with this situation. So it's unfortunate, but it just happened. So we have to deal with it. So yeah. But let's continue.
Again, knowing how to please a man, seducing him, doing the things he like, really knowing the person that you are with. So a Senegalese woman has proven she is with a man that she know what to do to please him. So being Jongye Ken means, he goes to work, and before he comes into the house, everything is done. So there's food on the table for him. You greet him as he walk into the room.
So the thing is this, with this being said, the thing is this. Okay. She said that he's going to work, right? So I want to get the point across that men don't mind working. Like, men don't mind putting in the work. Men don't mind putting in those hours as long as we're getting something in return. If we are not getting anything in return, why would we do it? Like, that's the thing. Like, why would we basically waste our time when all we're going to get in return is, you didn't do this, you're lucky to have me, I'm the prize, I've been through this, I've been through that, if you love me, you would do this. If that's all we're getting, then why would we waste our time? But let's continue on. Let's listen.
Giving him all your attention, 100%. And like, in general, just as humans, we love attention, whether we show it or not. But to have your significant other just show you that you are important the minute that you walk through the house, rather than sitting on the computer and be like, hey husband, how are you, how is your day? Just Senegalese girl would get up, greet him at the door, and take his clothes, help him take his clothes off.
And what's crazy about that? That same Senegalese girl, according to the Western woman, would be called a pick-me. As a matter of fact, the Western woman will say, have you been picked yet? That's what she would say. As bad as it sounds, that's the words that would come out of her mouth. When all this Senegalese woman is doing, it's just being, the wife that she, was raised to be, for a husband who was working hard. He was working hard. He, did what he needed to do to have this wife, do the things that a wife should do. But let's continue on and listen.
For his bag, really welcoming him back from work. So that's an example of being Jongye. Again, putting food on the table, sweet talking him. So Senegalese women are known for that. So that was the first one. So the second one that Senegalese women do to seduce their men all happen around nighttime. So the second thing they do, they like to wear waist beads. So I know a lot of you guys know what those are, but I'm going to be showing you. So this is a waist bead. So Senegalese women love wearing this waist bead because, of course, our Senegalese men love it.
Yes, waist beads are cool, Like, I'm not gonna cap. Waist beads are definitely what's up, As a matter of fact, like, let's say my wife will come from like maybe a different culture, inshallah, Allah will see fit to me being married. But if my wife comes from a different culture, you best believe I'm gonna be like, yo, put these on. I'm not gonna even cap. I'm gonna be like, yo, put these on, please. Yeah. So yeah. Well, let's continue.
So we are known for wearing these. These are, part of bedroom candy. So in Senegal, we have, in Dakar specifically, we have a market called Marché HLM. Oh my God. It's like everything that's bedroom candy is found in that specific market. I'm going to try to see if I can insert some pictures of what I'm telling you guys. And yeah. So Senegalese women like to wear waist beads, and there's a lot of meaning to waist beads. Some people say that it kind of, the longer you wear it, the longer you wear it, it kind of helps shape your waist, and men just love that. It's just like, it seduces them that there's just more to just this body. There's bead showing and all of that. So Senegalese women, of course, jump on that wagon, and they love to do that because, again, our men love it. So the third thing I'm going to be telling you guys that Senegalese women love is burning charcoal and putting these essence in it. I think I show you guys like in the beginning. I'll also insert it right here. So we will take charcoal, we will burn it, and then we'll put these essence in it. I would say it's a mixture of oil with like some natural, I would say it's,
They smell good, by the way, too. They really freshen up the room. I also recommend frankincense too. That's another good thing to use is frankincense. That works pretty well.
leaves or something, and they would take it and burn it. So once you burn it, of course, the smoke will come and the house will smell really good. So I won't say like 100% of men, Senegalese men love this. Some of them don't, but it's just part of what a Senegalese woman is known for. We like to burn this, and we call it in Senegal churai. It's called churai. And let me tell you guys, a real Senegalese man love his churai and his waist bead. The thing a Senegalese woman does is she know how to talk to her man. I know it falls also under the umbrella of being a Jonge woman, but a Senegalese woman would go like, hey, like really loud with her friend and like family entourage, and then when it comes to her man, her husband, it's more like, hey honey, how you doing? And it's not, I wouldn't say that's only Senegalese men.
Now compare that compare that talking to compare that talking to a modern Western woman. I'm going to be honest with you, it's been a long time since I've heard a Western woman that has like a soft, smooth, sensual voice. It's been a cool minute, since I heard it. The only time I heard it, and she was a foreign woman, by the way, is when I was in Big Five and I was getting some shoes. Like her voice was hella soft, and it just took me off guard that her voice was soft. Like that took me way off guard, man. I'm gonna be honest. It took me way off guard. But yeah, like with that being said, we have to understand that's very hard to come by. That kind of dynamic in the West is very hard to come by. So the fact that the Senegalese women are already preparing themselves for their husbands goes to show you the difference in women. That yes, there are different. That not all women are the same.
But that's like, I would say, a woman thing in general. It's like, if you, in Senegal, we are taught that if you, men or children, if you really want what you want from a man, you gotta know how to play the act. I don't want to say play because you're not playing him. You love him. But it's like you need to learn how to talk to a man. Like men are easy being, making sure that, you don't need to raise your voice to get your point across.
But unfortunately, women in the West, they think that, they think that you need to raise your voice, you need to be masculine, you need to like, as a matter of fact, there was one woman in the West, she had the audacity to say I practice hypergamy. You know, she would say I practice hypergamy. She's like, if I'm not effing the electrician, I'm effing the general manager. You know, that's what she said. So she was very adamant about that too, about her saying that. It was crazy, bro. It was definitely crazy that she said this thing. You know, it was weird. But let's continue on.
It doesn't only apply to a relationship, but just in life in general, whether it's work or wherever it is. When you want to get your point across, you do not have to scream. And Senegalese women, we like to sweet talk our husbands, and they love it. You know, you got to talk low to him. And, you know, he wants to feel like he's with a woman. He's not with, you know, another man in the house. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, and Senegalese women know how to do that. You know, like I said again, they are very, very jungle. And the last thing and most important thing that Senegalese women do is cook. Oh my goodness, they know how to cook. I would have.
I'm not gonna cap. They do know how to cook. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You know, the dish chebujin, which is a rice, fish, and meat dish, that thing takes all day to prepare. So you'll literally be waiting all day to be eating it. But guess what? It's damn worth it. Okay, it's damn worth it once you eat it. Okay, that thing is fire as hell. No cap. Okay, you'll be killing it when you eat that. That freaking chebujin. Yes, Senegalese women can cook their asses off. No cap.
Say the whole population of Senegalese women know how to cook, but a good majority of them do know how to cook, including me. Yeah, including me. They know how to cook, and Senegalese women are known for dressing very, very well. Again, you know, like I was back to the first point, he gets off from work, he's walking in the house, you're clean. Like a Senegalese woman is super clean. She dresses very well. She have the food on the table. I mean, what is there for the man not to love about that? I mean, just think about it. So again, the last point, Senegalese women, they love dressing. I'm going to be posting pictures of different Senegalese women so you guys can go ahead and judge. So this is the 5 things that I wanted to bring today, telling you guys how Senegalese women, you know, seduces their men. I'm going to create a series of telling you more about the Senegalese culture. And I hope you do like this video. Please, again, do not forget to give me a like. Do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
So let's look at a man's perspective. And he even knows the difference between he knows the difference between a Western woman and a woman not from the West. Now, here's one thing I want to say, and this is the thing is that like women, like since they're emotional, since the passport movement has taken full effect, women say, "Oh, we can do it too." But what they're not telling you is that these men are not marrying them, and they're also not telling you that all they're doing is doing sex tourism when they do these girls trips to these places, you know, like to, you know, unfortunately Gambia, to Senegal. I've heard it pop off in areas of Lagos, Nigeria, unfortunately. But best believe those men are not putting a ring on it, or if they are, it's only for papers. It's no sincerity involved, okay? That's the difference between us and them. So although they try to do it like us, it's just not going to work.
This revolutionary new device can remove up to 10 times more earwax than a traditional cotton swab. Latest studies show that cotton swabs are not good for your ears. There is
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here,
You guys leave some comments in the comment section too. Like interact with me, you know. Like I like interaction with the audience. It's not a problem, you know. But let's continue.
my name is Isa too, and please check out my other content, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. So in today's video, I'm bringing you Jonge back because I know a lot of you guys were asking me. So right now we are in the city of Saint-Louis, Senegal, which is one of the most beautiful, most zen cities in Senegal. And right now I'm with my driver. His name is Lamine. He's taking us to a really cool place, and he's gonna answer 2 questions about Jonge, so you can hear it from actual Senegalese men now. So I'm gonna ask him. So Lamine, lan mooy Jonge?
Jonge amoon na c'est juste le fait de bien s'occuper de son mari. C'est ça, non.
Now keep in mind that he's like it's means of taking great care of your husband, right? Now you have to ask yourself, like, are women really are like, you have to ask yourself this question, okay? You really have to ask yourself this serious question. Sorry, I was scrolling through my TikTok. I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, but you have to ask yourself this question: are Western women really fit to be wives? Like, when you really look at the dynamics that we're in right now, when you look at the times we're living in right now, are Western women really fit to be wives? Are Western women really fit to do what this man says, caring for your husband? Because if you ask a Western woman to care for her husband, she's going to say, this guy is looking for a mom. Well, let's continue.
Bien s'occuper de son mari. Aussi, moi, lui rendre heureuse, quoi. Déggal ko. Bu ne toogal nga toog bàyyi nga bàyyi. Fait de sa sorte que ton mari du plaindre dara, du plaindre si dara. Bon, on ne peut pas kenn mënul matal à 100% parce que le parfait n'existe pas. Mais faites le maximum ba nga xam ne si côté yëpp nag côté yëpp.
So, you know, and that's one thing that the Prophet alayhi salatu salam said. That's one thing that the Prophet alayhi salatu salam said. He said, the Prophet alayhi salatu salam said, and you know, and that's the thing too, you know, we already know that we're not going to be able to get a perfect woman. You know, perfection doesn't exist. The Prophet said, you know, like, if he said that, like, perhaps there's something you dislike in your woman, but perhaps there's something that you like in her, you know, in your wife. So that's what he was talking about. So let's continue on. So we know that, you know, there's not gonna be any perfection. We understand that, but at least there should be an effort, you know. But unfortunately, they're not, like, Western women forget the effort. They're just after the ring, you know. For them, a ring is resources. A ring is my retirement plan after I ride the rooster carousel. The crazy thing about this is that these Western women actually think like riding a rooster carousel is a fart now. They actually think it's mandatory. They're like, okay, you must ride this carousel. This is a must for you. I'm dead serious, bro. But let's continue.
Pour man, à mon avis, c'est ça, Jonge, quoi. Fait de sa sorte que ton mari ne s'emploie pas. Bu génnee kër gi du muy def mooy li muy xalaat mooy lu muy def ba ñibbisi rek bu tardé fenn même bu wàccee liggéeyam def ko tout ba rentré bu nekkee liggéeyam aussi sa bu nekkee place liggéeyam bi sa xelam nekk ci kër gi parce que am na fa jàmm am na fa salaam.
And that's where he should have peace and goodness, you know, like you should have you should have like you should basically where you like your house should be a source of peace. But unfortunately, a lot of men, and that's why a lot of men unfortunately have like high blood pressure. A lot of men in the West have you know, consider suicide is because, you know, they wish they had a source of peace in their house, but there's no source of peace in their house. You know, it's unfortunate, but it's the truth. You know, they don't get peace from their woman, you know, and that's just, you know, that's just the you know, the unfortunate truth of the matter.
À mon avis, c'est ça, genre.
Tu penses que
Astuce dem nag astuce yi dem yëpp loolu nag.
donc comme yan astuce?
Bon, en premier lieu mooy li ma jëkk kii mooy mbëggeel bi ko jabaram di am si moom ba pare prouvé ko wan ko si ay faits si ay gestes si tout. Bon,
okay, here's the thing. He says something very important. He says something very important. How she proves that how she proves and shows that love through action. Now, I'm going to put the camera on. And while I'm not trying to give my business out, there's been, you know, I think I left a comment on Instagram, and this Uzbek woman reached out to me, started talking to me because she saw that, you know, the comment related to her. Well, actually, I'll wait to do it, but even what I'm wearing on my head right now is a gift, okay? What you see on my head, if you can see it, is a gift. So she's showing the action that, hey, you know, there could be something here, right? So Lamine said something very important, how she proves and shows that love through action. A modern woman will say and talk nice, like, yeah, you know, I'm innocent, I'm wholesome, I don't do this, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I'll take care of you, I'll cook, I'll clean, I'll do all of these things. But then when you see when the actions don't match up with the words, then you know that it was just all talk, no doing.
Mais lu tax nit yi ñu naan genre comme ça yeneen pays africains yi nit yi dañuy penser toujours que les Sénégalais sont jonge ñoom ñoo gën a jonge le reste du monde européen.
Bon, parce que à mon avis la femme sénégalaise elle est beaucoup.
And it's true. Senegalese women, I'm not going to cap, they are. The only ones that aren't are the westernized one, which you will see. Which you will see basically a lot of here. You know, I'm not going to lie. You know, they've pretty much been turned out. It's sad to say it, but Gambian, Senegalese, Guinean, Guinea-Bissaoan in Portugal, they've pretty much been turned out. I'm not going to even cap. You know, I'm not even capped. So, yeah. But let's go ahead. He says Senegalese women are more gentle. Let's listen.
moo gën a douce bon cinéma yaakaar bon génn moom mosuma génn Sénégal nag mais cinéma yaakaar elle est beaucoup plus douce moo gën a kii parce que aussi tamit parce que je vois à travers je ne sais pas si c'est la réalité à travers la télé les films et tout ça les autres pays surtout africains pays africains seen femmes yi bon.
Okay, and he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right that women are it. I'm going to be honest with you. Women are masculine here. Women, as I said, they have deep voices. Okay. And what they'll say is that they'll say, oh, you can't handle me. You can't handle my masculine energy. It's not about handling your masculine energy. It's that we don't want to handle your masculine energy. That's what it comes down to. Like, we just don't want to. Like, we don't need confrontation, you know? We don't need that. We have enough confrontation in our lives, so why do we need confrontation like in other places? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. We don't need that. We don't need that, man. For real. We don't want that. That's just what it comes down to, you know? We don't need confrontation. Well, let's continue.
seen wax souvent day xaw a dëgër dañuy xaw a jël seen mais la femme sénégalaise elle est douce bien vrai que am na ñu tàng rek waaw am na ñu tàng mais moom c'est la nature humaine c'est la nature humaine am nañu yàlla moo ñaan la femme sénégalaise elle est tendre elle est douce am na et aussi elle s'occupe bien de son mari.
Et on peut toujours dire que Johnny, ça marche. Tu aimes ce Johnny, c'est parce que tu as vécu que Johnny.
Non, pour moi, Johnny, c'est dans les deux sens.
And so, like, also what needs to be understood, it's like an equal opportunity thing. Like in the marriage, in the concept of marriage of Islam, like a woman is not like these Western women and also Western Muslim women think that a woman is carrying around the weight, and that's not true at all. Like, but the problem is these Western Muslim women have taken the militant feminism super soldier serum that they don't even want a guy to be like, you know what I mean? Like, they don't want a guy to be romantic. They don't want a guy to be, you know what I mean? Like, just be, they don't like those things. Like, that's the thing. Like, they no longer like those things. Like as other women in other countries do. They don't like those things anymore.
Non la war a jawee bon xaw ma nag am nañ nan laa ko mën a tuddee jawee góor nan laa ko mën a tuddee quoi moo koy wax Johnny pour man waa mais daal góor ni jigéen ni muy jongee noonu la góor wala jongee pour man góor sax moo war a gën a plus que jong la femme.
Ok, ça marche. C'était ça les questions. Merci, Lani.
Merci.
So in this footage right here,
So you know, this brother breaks it down. Now, I want to like take a little, you know, Darius always comes with the heat. So let's look at what American women have to say. Okay, let's look and see if all women are the same as these dating roaches say that, oh, if you go overseas, you're still gonna have to pay for everything and the like thereof. But let's look at what Darius has to say.
Tiffany Smiley still questions the 2020 election. Now, Tiffany Smiley is bankrolled by funders of Trump's events on January 6th.
Tiffany Smiley is doing what's best for Donald Trump.
We have to stop her. We have to get out and vote
If you're texting a girl you really like, but she's leaving you on red, waiting hours to reply, or ghosting.
Prior to this, I thought all these men were hurt men, angry men, hated women, hated their mom.
Good. That's a good dog. Yeah.
So you see here that even overseas, a woman would not, and here's the thing that you have to understand. Here's the thing that you have to really understand. American women and Western women in general will say how oppressed women overseas are, right? But they'll turn around and let this go down. They'll turn around and let these kind of things happen. Let's continue.
Yeah. That's a good doggy.
I like it.
Good for you.
Just a quick reminder today to ask your man for money. If he doesn't give you money, you need to leave him.
Okay, so you see already how confrontational you see how confrontational she already is. So if like, for example, if you like, just picture this scenario, and she's not even your wife, you're meeting up with her after, like, let's say a hard day's work, right? And you're expecting her to be your piece, but she has her hand out, you know. And is confrontational. You can tell right off the bat she's very confrontational. You can tell. Okay. Good plan, bro. Very good plan to, like, work out at sea. And I hear a lot of people who work out at sea, they make money, bro. I hear they're raking in like 6 figures. You know, some rake in at the you know, like 80,000. You know, I hear longshoremen, especially longshoremen, they're making bank. You know, if you're a longshoreman, you're making hella money too. You know, I know some longshoremen who make like millions, like who have become millionaires, you know, and you wouldn't even know. But let's continue.
Women.
Oh my God.
Something you've never told your parents.
That I've taken like 3 Plan Bs.
Jeez, did you take in 3?
Yeah, like multiple days in a row. So sometimes I use my mom's credit card because she's like, oh, if you need to use something.
The sad thing in America is they're starting off so young that even her voice is beginning to change. Like I'm not gonna lie, if I was on the telephone and she answered, I would kind of be hard pressed, and I would kind of ask, like, yo, is this a woman or is this like a dude talking? Well, let's continue.
I'm like, let me see if I can get medicine.
Okay, we're doing it. How I contracted herpes. Let's go from the beginning.
Oh, hell no!
Believe that female.
Now, here's the thing about that too. Like, women, because we have so many weak men out here, and so many men are like deprived of, you know, so many men are deprived of companionship from a woman, that they will indeed, they will indeed court and bait women along who even have herpes, and will unfortunately consent to intercourse with them, even if it's not the safest option, because they're so desperate for companionship. You know, it's sad, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna lie, it's the truth. You know,
Body count is really important to men. And I think if I were a guy, people that they really care.
I left the men that I was around annoyed because they felt like this fucking woman's always in competition with me, but we're not the same.
I would never date a nice guy.
I have. Not a good time.
Nice guy.
now listen, I want you to listen to this logic. I want you to now listen to this logic which they're about to describe. Okay, I want you to listen to this logic. Okay, I want you to really listen to this logic. Okay, and ask yourself who really is getting who's really getting the benefit of the deal. Yeah, I'm actually in the process. I read actually, and that's kind of like what compelled me to not only my what my family went through in terms of like studying and stuff like that, but me reading about Central Asia more compelled me to like set my sights on Central Asia and those kind of places because like um I didn't know that these places were well, I knew, but I didn't know how strong the Islam there was and the traditions were and things like that, you know. But I definitely like to read. In fact, that's one of my things. Like that's one of my weaknesses is buying books. I'm a bibliophobe, you know. Um One of my weaknesses though is like sometimes I may get bored with a book and I may put that book down and then start another one. So without finishing the first one I got bored of, that's the problem. That's one thing I need to work on myself. But let's listen.
Guys do not always finish last.
Stop the cap.
No, they don't, because I'm telling you right now, like the guy, my boyfriend right now.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Is a sucker. Is a sucker. Let's get this straight. Her boyfriend right now is a sucker. Okay. Let's keep this real. Let's listen to her explain.
But what did you told me this recently? You were like, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, you said like usually this is not who I
No,
go
it's
for.
not. It's not my type.
Right, but like
Because of the nice guy thing, it's not. He's not my type. Also, like,
but you're also 25.
right.
So now you're mature
But-
enough to realize.
So she she knows her prime is coming to an end. So that's why she secured the guy that is not her type, and who still isn't her type. Let's just be honest. It's still it still isn't her type, but what she's trying to do is lessen the blow. And I feel bad for the dude if he's watching. I feel hella bad, but let's continue.
But I'm saying, like, I'm ready to like settle down in my life type thing.
And that's normal. Like that. This is the transition. Now that you're at an age where you're like, okay, I actually want a husband.
So she's been ran through, though. Keep in mind that she's been ran through. Like, that's one thing you have to understand. Like, a woman will lie about that. She's been ran through. And so now that the rubber's meeting the road and she's like, oh, shit, I'm 25. I got to, like, get my beta. I got to get my beta. And that's what's happening, That's what happened in her situation. But let's continue.
You're gonna be looking for a nice guy.
But then you look at that situation, like, don't you want to be the nice guy? Like, don't you want to wait for that girl? Like, do you really?
No, at least I don't. No. Because if you wait for that girl, she's been ran through. She's been pumped and dumped. She may have a kid. She may just be damaged goods. She'll be damaged goods by the time she gets to you. I want you guys to okay, give me a minute. Okay, because this brings something to mind. Hold on. Give me a second. And I don't know if they like socially engineered this movie, but what she's talking about brings something to mind. Now, there's a old movie, right? It's very old, and it's called Forrest Gump. Now, Forrest Gump was played by Tom Hanks. By all means, Forrest Gump had mental limitations in the movie. However, he did spectacular things. He started a shrimping company. He went to I think he went to war in that movie. I think he ran across the United States in that movie. But the whole time he was obsessed with this woman named Jenny. Now, Jenny, by all means, was a 304. Got ran through, had drug addiction. But yet, Forrest Gump still sticked around for her. Now, when Forrest Gump finally got her, she had AIDS. She gave him a kid, but then she died. So, essentially, this is kind of what you're getting if you decided that you wanted to go the route that she's talking about. You may get that Forrest Gump scenario. Okay? Yeah. Oh, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. But how many Muslim women in the West believe in that in that hawk that you just spoke? Let's be honest, bro. How many women in the West actually even know how to do a wudu correctly? Let's just be honest. How many women in the West actually knows what invalidates a wudu? Muslim women. Let's continue.
Really want to be the douchebag that girls hook up with on her road to find the nice guy.
That's a good point. You're right.
Like, why not just be the nice guy and find that person?
Yeah.
And
Why is this guy agreeing with her though? That's the thing. Why in the hell is this dude agreeing with her? He should be talking against her. Hey, wait a minute. No, it doesn't work like that. He needs to be stopping. But let's continue. Okay, let's continue.
not have all the baggage behind you.
Yeah, you're right.
The fact that she says, don't you want to be a nice guy that's going to the women that you.
So let's look at something else in which was said. Let's see.
I mean, but I'm a basketball player and I'm trying to shoot my shot, so what's up?
You might want to shoot your shot somewhere else.
She has a deep voice.
Can I help you?
Do you know how many people she's been with before you?
Yeah.
Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
How many is it?
She belongs to the street.
Yeah. Another guy who, another guy who got taken for a sucker, unfortunately. But let's continue on.
That's for me to know. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Now, what number would be too high for any of y'all?
I don't care. She's mine now. That's all I got.
What he doesn't realize is that she's not his, it's just his turn. And she's just looking for the next best possible deal to come along. Too bad this brother doesn't understand the Western Western mindset of these women. You know, may God bless his heart though, however.
Obviously, you're entitled to your feelings. You're human, but have them, but don't show them. Yeah, just cry on your own. Cry by yourself.
What children do you have?
3. And 3 baby daddies, and they all gangbang.
What?
She said it like it's like something to be proud of, you know. She said that like as if like, you know, this is something to be proud of, you know. But let's continue.
So what do you want as an outcome?
I want somebody that's loyal. It's really hard to find loyalty nowadays. You really can't find it at the next.
Deep voice and yeah, deep voice and everything like that. Okay, let's go ahead and go ahead.
Corner or none of that. Like these men now.
Hold on. Loyal to what in? Like a husband? What are you talking about?
I want a husband. I want to get married.
What do you do for a living?
So 3 baby daddies later, and she wants a husband. In terms of getting traffic with articles, I think the best way to get traffic with articles is if you do WordPress. WordPress is a good outlet to get traffic with articles. Yeah, if you do WordPress, WordPress.com is good to that way works pretty well. Yeah, WordPress.com works well.
I get EDD. Is that? I mean,
I don't know what that is.
Unemployment.
Unemployed mother of 3 with 3 baby daddies. You talking about you can't find a man?
Yes. It's I'm pretty sure God. I want somebody that's gonna help me.
I don't know about y'all, but I am afraid of losing our men. What is going on in the world? I just feel like there's
Translation, okay? Translation. She's looking for help, okay? It's help that she's looking for. It's not whatchamacallit. It's not she's afraid of it's sorry about this real quick. I'm trying to multitask.
To check out the bogus claims that some Americans, including members of Congress, actually believe.
It's here, Russia says, where Ukraine and the United States are developing biological weapons.
Okay, hold on just a minute.
This leafy neighborhood isn't so sinister after all. That's Rambo, the only security at Kyiv's public reference laboratory. We're the first journalists allowed inside since Russia's invasion, but it's routinely inspected by international agencies like the WHO. Natalia Videyko, chief of research, shows us equipment for containing some of the most infectious diseases known to humankind. Cholera, anthrax, everything.
Okay. Sorry about that. People are throwing me news left and right. Now, she's worried about losing help. She's not worried about losing man. She's worried about you losing the resources from the man. That's what she's worried about. Let's continue.
It's a straight up attack on masculinity all over the globe. We're losing our men at high speeds. Please bring our masculinity back. There is nothing wrong with manliness.
How much money should a guy make for a year?
I say 100,000
Why 100,000?
because he has to be able to provide for me and himself along with our family.
Now, the thing is, it's pretty difficult to it's pretty well, I won't say it's difficult to make $100,000 a year, but I'll just say that like it takes some work, bro. Like I know real estate agents. I know real estate agents that like who are guys. Those dudes have to put in work, bro, to close those deals, to sell those houses and stuff like that. They have to put in work. What I mean work, they have to put in work. I mean, I'm talking about working hours upon hours upon hours, okay? Because it really comes down on them. But then they do make six figures, you know, once they close one of those deals. Like, especially like, imagine closing a deal for like a house that's worth like damn $3 million. You're going to get a hell of a commission from that, you know. You get a hell of a commission from that. Imagine closing 4 of those in 1 month. Mad commissions. But behind the scenes, you're gonna have to work a lot. You're gonna be putting in that work for that 6 figures. These women talk so casually, like that shit is just gonna, you know what I mean? Like that shit is just natural. But let's continue.
What about you?
I'm gonna say 120,000.
Who the fuck are you, bitch? Why a specific number?
I don't know. I just went higher than her.
You can say, like, societally, you can tell men to get their shit together. You can be like, lose weight, dress better, you know, go to the gym, stop playing video games. You can, criticism is warranted. Like, it needs to.
I pay for gas. I go to work for her food. I pay for her life together. I have
Let me see.
And I'm telling you that I get my nails and feet done.
Us in women or problems with women that could potentially be leading to some of their unhappiness.
Look, I don't know who need to hear this, but if you ask me what I'm doing, and I tell you that I get my nails and feet done, the next follow-up to that should be how much?
So again, what do we benefit from that? Like what do we like? What does a man benefit from that? From what we just watched? Like what do we get out of that? Like what is the bottom line, and what is the like what I'm trying to say, like what gold is going to be given to the end of the tunnel when we're having to deal with something like that? Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Okay.
For both of you guys, I'm curious. You guys have talked a lot about how, at this point, you know, sometimes it takes experience. I'm wondering if now that you have some of that experience, you see more validity to that point, or what you think about that now that you've gone through it.
Bro, I wouldn't even trip about that whole age gap crap, because the Prophet Muhammad, alayhi salatu salam, all of his wives were younger. Okay, his first wife, Khadijah, rahmatullah alayhi, she was older, and I think Allah did that as a wisdom. There was some wisdom behind it to show that he was a balanced man. There was wisdom behind Khadijah being older and the rest of the wives being younger. There was a good wisdom about it, because it like, let's say if Khadijah wasn't older, then you know, the critics would say, oh, he was just a predator or something like that. They already said it, but they would have really been bashing the Prophet alayhi salatu salam. But yeah, don't even compare the sisters to women back then. Yeah, don't compare them. There's no need to.
Imagine me. I'm a bad bitch. I got my fucking life together.
No, you're a 2 at best. At least in my opinion. You're a 2 at best, but that's neither here nor there. But let's continue.
I have a house. I want a house, a condo. I bought it myself. I have a dog. I raised her. I pay for her food. I pay for her vet bills. I have a car. I pay for my car insurance. I pay for everything. I pay for my clothes. I pay for gas. I go to work. I have a...
So in essence, you're just an adult. Like, in essence, you're an adult. That's what you're telling us right now. You're an adult. That's what, you know, that's the only thing you're telling us, is you're doing things that an adult does. Let's continue.
Wonderful job that I honestly truly love. I go to the gym. I work on myself. I work on myself.
Doesn't look like you go to the gym at all. Looks like you need to go to the gym.
And you're telling me that at the age of 24, I'm crying over a man when I have everything I need in my life.
Chad did her in.
I have everything I've ever dreamed for, and I'm here crying over a man. Why? Why am I like this? Why the fuck am I like this? I literally have everything in the world. I literally have my own place.
Yes, she does have everything she's dreamed of. They don't like the question. It doesn't make any sense. It's foolish.
Yes.
She's married women that's that way 500.
It's 90% of guys.
So we're gonna go through our fall of nighttime skin routine.
So the first step is the cleansing.
Super moisturize. She married women that slept with 100 men.
Yes.
She's married women that slept.
Our bodies are the temples we call home, the vessels by which we experience life.
That way 500 men.
Yes.
Stop the cap.
It's absolutely just a case of
A woman that slept with 1,000 men, would you really marry her?
the fact they've stayed with 1,000 men won't change anything.
Okay, that guy sounds like an idiot. I'm not gonna even mind him. He just sounds like a straight idiot. Let's not even pay any mind to him and his dumbass logic. You know, let's not even pay attention to that. You know. Let's not even listen to his logic, you know. But let's continue on.
One of you is going to be a gentleman. Show me which one of you is going to be a gentleman. Show me. Are there no gentlemen left in this? Are there no ladies left in this world?
They're kids.
Move out of the way. No, don't touch me.
That's what happened when you be nice.
Move. I have a right not to be touched. And you have the space to move. Get out of the way. Which one are you going to be a gentleman?
This woman didn't take her meds today. That's what happened, basically.
Which one are you going to be a gentleman? Which one? Which one? You have the space to move on. Why? Why are you not moving? Why? Why are you not being a gentleman? Why? Why? Why are you not being a gentleman to me? What did I do to you that I caused you to not be a gentleman to me? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I don't know you. Move out of the way. You want to go by? Look, you touch it. Go ahead, Matt. You're
About to get somebody's number.
All right, let's see it.
Anybody's number. Hey, excuse me. Could I have your number? Sensible.
So you were alone.
Yeah. Well, wait. What's your Snapchat actually? I don't have a phone. Snapchat's easier to remember.
It appears you've been snow bunnied. Somebody sent me a picture because we have a snow bunny watch.
Oh.
Rejected.
Are women more attracted to nice guys or bad boys?
Bad boys, baby. I've had plenty.
So then why should men care about what women want?
You hear how deep her voice is too, even at this age, and she hasn't learned, and she's not even married either. Like you would think that, you know, by this point she would be settled down, but she's been put through the ringer, obviously. That's why she still has this talking point.
They really don't.
But I mean, should they?
Well, yeah,
But then that wouldn't make him a bad boy. That would make him a nice guy, and then women wouldn't be attracted to them, right?
exactly. Then they find out and dump them.
Are women more impressed by what a man is willing or unwilling to do in order to get sex?
I think more unwilling. Just because as a female, especially being, you know, not on no cocky shit, a pretty female, we know how easy sex comes.
You're not pretty though. That's the thing. Like you're not pretty. On like on a good day, you're like probably maybe I would say like a cool maybe 3 on a good day, you know.
Comes to us. So for a man to try really, really hard to get sex, to me that's not it's not something that's gonna make me interested at all. Like you have to be the type to make me want to have sex with you. You get what I'm saying?
So isn't that counterintuitive?
A bit.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I know you're kind of in the middle of your workout, but do you happen to know like where the basketball court is?
Do I look like I'm doing basketball here?
Now, you know, I don't know if this is a skit. I don't know if this is a skit or anything like that. But this seems like a tranny, you know, in every, you know, no disrespect, but it does seem like an alphabet, like a Decepticon. We're going to talk about that on the next live I do, inshallah. We're going to, because the thing is, people are getting married elsewhere. People are getting married in Senegal, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. Hell, people are still getting married in Afghanistan, war-torn country. But I don't really see a lot of Muslim marriages occur here. I'm going to be honest with you. Like in America and in the West in general, I don't see a lot of Muslim people getting married anymore. And that used to be something very common. Like even if when I check my one of my teacher's pages, he's an imam, you don't see a lot of marriages going on. I'm going to just be honest. And that's going to be another video. That's going to be as a matter of fact, since you're saying that we have a birth decline here in the States that and nobody speaks about that, that opens up the other can of worms about the marriage decline, you know, here in the United States among Muslims. We're going to talk about that on the next live, as a matter of fact.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. I was just asking because I'm not from here. It seems like you're actually from here, so I figured I'd ask you, right?
I might be from here, but I don't look like a basketball player. Sorry.
Oh, whoa. Attitude, huh? Not bad. Am I interrupting something besides this yoga, Pilates, whatever you're doing?
I mean, yeah, you don't look like the yoga master to me, so
I mean, but I'm a basketball player and I'm trying to shoot my shot, so what's up?
you might want to shoot your shot somewhere else because I'm not feeling what you're putting down here.
Oh, well, you want to put down your number and then I'll shoot my shot somewhere else?
I don't think so, bro. You might want to get out of here.
Okay, so you just bro me, huh? You're doing it wrong anyway. Anybody can stretch, right? It's all good.
Now notice like she's stretching right there, so she's obviously looking for attention. So that just tells you like if this is a skit, which I think it really is, but it kind of imitates real life that like women will actually go to, like I see it at the gym all the time. Women will just do workouts for attention. They won't do workouts thoroughly. because all they want is attention from you. You know, it's sad to say it, but that's just what it is. But let's continue. So there's the Lamborghini that he has. He has a Lamborghini. You know, there's a saying that basically bread attracts pigeons, and this is no different.
Yeah, can I help you? Oh, look who it is. All of a sudden, huh?
You see how like things change though? But I'm gonna do one last video, and then we're going to check out we're going to check out this video to show that women are different in other places. So let me go ahead and find it. Let me see real quick. This is last but not least. We're dealing with women in the East. Now, I have a feeling that this is fake, you know, but what, like, you know, what Western women will say is that these Eastern women are oppressed and that, you know, oh, you know, they can't do anything and stuff like that. But yet she's busting out things like this rather than her trying to get into the supercar like the American Decepticon we saw. She flips over the car. I don't know if it's real or not, but yeah, she flipped over the car. But now let's go to the last but not least video. I just wanted to show that.
We have over 150,000 bricks that must go up before winter comes, and we need you.
Pretty much no furniture. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. I know that my voice is coming from with echo. It is because I'm pretty much no furniture in our living room. As you guys know, we just moved in. But today I wanted to sit down and then have a little bit of chat with you guys, especially about the topic about getting married to a Uzbek woman. So if one of you guys are getting married to Uzbek women, so this information may help you. As you guys see my appearance, it is pretty much like Asians. I am different than Westerners. I'm different than most Asians as well. It is because as Uzbek, we do have a lot of influence to our history, you know, so basically the Uzbek is like, can you imagine the mixture of Russian, China, and Turkish? Yeah.
So I want to say something too. Yes, Western liberal Westminster democracy is, oh my God. I don't know what we're gonna do about it, bro. And that's another video in itself that Malcolm X pretty much shut that liberal crap down. But oh shit, you know, that's a different can of worms. As a matter of fact, TikTok banned my video when Malcolm X was talking about liberals and conservatives, you know. But I want to say that that pretty much in that whole area, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, like many people are under the impression that, for example, Afghanistan, you only have Afghans. You have Afghans by nationality, but you have Uzbeks that are there, you have Turkmen that are there, you have Tajik that are there. You have yeah, you have just different people. But let's continue.
And and this is the result. Yeah, let's talk about the Uzbek woman today. I'm going to talk a little bit about my country and how it is different than others and how much influence it has to the people, to the women out there, and what can you expect from a typical Uzbek woman if you are getting married? Depending on how much different they are than typical Uzbeks. So, but anyway, you get what I mean. So let me talk about my country a little bit. So a lot of
Just a quick note, in Uzbekistan, that's where the famous Imam al-Bukhari rahmatullah alayh came from. He came from Uzbekistan. Al-Bukhari rahmatullah alayh.
you probably don't know where Uzbekistan is. Maybe no, because I would be surprised. When I came here, somebody asked, "Hey, where are you from?" And I said, "Like, I'm from Uzbekistan." And then they said, "Where is it? Is it an island?" Yes, my country is a small, tiny little country located in Central Asia. We are originally Asians, but we do have pretty much many influences. Like we have a lot of Russian influence, a lot of Turkish, a lot of like other Asian influences as well. Yeah, even like our Uzbek cuisine is like very much like Uzbek, and it's very much like the mixture of everything, to be honest. So Uzbek culture is almost the same as other, like the Muslim cultures that in other countries have. For example, in the family, the man is the main household provider.
Bingo. That's all we needed to hear. That's all I the thing about Western women, right? Let's hear what she says next. Let's hear what she says next.
And the woman is the one who takes care of the house, of the family, of the children.
Bingo. Because here's the thing about Western women, right? They don't want to take care of the household. They want you to do traditional man job, right? While they take girls trips, while they just go out and spend your money, while they, I hate to say it, but this is honestly a reality with a lot of men at this time. It's a sad reality, but it is a reality nonetheless. They like to go out and wander off. And what I mean by wander off, they sleep with other men that are not their husband. That's what I mean by that. The thing is that someone told me that, oh, why don't you just try? Why don't you just try? No, I'm not trying here, okay? No. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. Trying is like running into a wall, okay? I'm not about to run into a wall. So let's continue on. As a side note, Tonio, I actually wrote articles myself for Telesur. It's like an independent broadcast. I'm thinking maybe I should start writing another article because I just found something that that basically could change the game. But let's continue.
You know, being a good wife, being a good mother. So that's their main goal. And I'm talking about the typical Uzbeks, okay? So, but there are women out there who works, provide for the family, you know, just work as equal as men. You know, every single family differs, every single situation is different in every, you know, like a family. So, but yeah, their culture is pretty much old-fashioned, and also people are really conservative over there, you know, and partially it is because of their religion.
So there was this one guy, I think he was a liberal Muslim. He actually tried to make up the lie and say that Central Asia was essentially atheist. But here's this woman telling you right now that these people are still old-fashioned, and their old-fashioned ways have to do with Islam. So don't buy the sauce. Don't buy the sauce. And he needs to fear Allah, by the way.
You know, about 99% of Uzbeks are religious people there. You know, like the main religion, Islam. I'm not a religious person. I am agnostic, and I do have a little bit different mindset than typical Uzbek woman out there. That's why I am where I am right now, getting married to, you know, American, and then living in America.
Okay, so I mean, for her, like, I'm not gonna defend her, but at least she's giving us the juice. You know, she's like actually giving us the spiel about what goes on in Uzbek. But in terms of her, she's a you know, like I'm just gonna be honest, she's a you know, secularized, you know, she's secular, you know, she's very secular. She bought into the sauce, you know. Yeah, she bought into the sauce, which, you know, it happens. You know, it happens. No problem.
And you know, just doing the things that I really think is right. So, yeah, if you want to find someone who is going to be your main house, you know, like a caregiver. For the family, for the children, you know, for everything else, like Uzbek women are excellent. They are.
So I mean, at least she's telling us at least she's telling us the tea, you know, like even if she's not following the example of a traditional Uzbek woman, you know, at least we can say that she's at least giving us the tea, you know, she's at least giving us that that information, you know what I mean? You know, at least she's keeping it real, you know, being honest with us, which may Allah reward her for that. But let's listen to what she said again real quick.
Caregiver, for the family, for the children, you know, for everything else, like Uzbek women are excellent. They are really good at taking care of their husband, really good at taking care of their kids.
So again, not women are the same, you know. Again, not all women are the same, you know.
And they are, you know, like a house chores, for example. They don't mind doing it, to be honest, you know, like cleaning the house, doing the dishes, or, you know, doing the laundry. They will even wipe your shoes, you know, iron your shirt. There is a downside of getting married to a typical Uzbek woman is because most of the women out there are not well educated. they are not interested in educating themselves as well. It is because of the mindset that Uzbek people have, that your husband will take care of everything. You just sit at home and take care of the house. And partially it's because my country is not developed country yet, so it is developing, like slowly getting there. As you guys know, it is pretty young, like about 25 years old, and just reached the independence and slowly developing and working on itself, So just because my country is not well developed, many people are not that well educated about technology, well educated about, the world, the people, so it is kind of secluded country where, because of the pay, like a lot of people, like typical Uzbeks, do not get the chance to travel, do not get the chance to do things, because whatever the payment that they get is not enough for doing extra steps, because the living cost is so low. That's how you.
We need to do this for the future of our children, the future of our great country, the future of mankind.
You get paid as well, so you don't get paid much there. So that's part of the reason that people are secluded. People are kind of locked in one place, so they, they just want to concentrate on just living there and then dying. So, and another interesting truth about marrying Uzbek, I hope this is not gonna happen to any of you guys, but women, 99% women do not know how to drive there. And I am one of them.
I mean, we can work on that. That's no problem. Like, I really have no problem teaching a woman how to drive, and as a matter of fact, like, if you teach a woman how to drive, right? If you teach a woman how to drive, like, say if you teach your wife how to drive, right? Do you know how much more she'll appreciate you that you took out the time out of your busy schedule to teach her how to drive? She would like that. So I have no issue with that. We can go to, like, for example, we can go to like a park in a parking lot. We can go to an empty parking lot and I'll teach her the basics and things like that. And then once she gets comfortable, we'll go to the street, We'll decide to we'll go into the street and then we'll drive, Yeah, that's how we'll do that. No problem.
Don't know how to drive on the road. I do know how to function the car, but I don't know. I am still scared because in my life I never drove a car, so I thought, when I was young, I thought I would just get married to this big guy and then be a good wife, but things didn't turn out that way. But yes, most of them don't know how to drive, so this is something that you will have to deal with. And also something that I wanted to include is that the Uzbek women are so dependent on the family. It will probably be really hard for them to start their own life on their own without anyone's help, unless they are willing to do that, So if they get married, just like me, for example, I got married and I left my family behind, in my country, and I got married here. So, and I'm so grateful that I have got my husband here at least. But sometimes I feel myself so lost. It is because I didn't know how much I was dependent on my family.
So one thing that needs to be said is that, like, in these traditional societies, because I come from a traditional society myself, the family unit is very important, and then even the extended family unit is very important. So I understand. I can see why she feels this way. I understand. It's no problem. It's very much understood. It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Yeah, like they are really family oriented people. Like pretty much guys just expect them to be dependent on others at the beginning at least. But let me tell you this, I really hope that the woman that you guys are getting married or in a relationship is willing to improve on themselves and also, you know, see the world a little bit differently than typical Uzbeks out there. These are the pros and cons about getting married to an Uzbek woman. And I really hope that this information was useful for you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions because, you know, Uzbeks are my roots. This is where I came from. Just comment below and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Okay, so you know, as the brother said about Jonge, you know, he said that not all, you know, not everybody's going to be perfect, but yeah. But I think that's a I think the next video,
It was the greatest time of my life. Like
I think the next video we should do which one call it, we should do the lack of marriages happening in the Muslim community in the United States. That's going to be the next live stream. But for people who tuned in, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I'm off until the next one. And yeah, stay tuned. Njarama.